Brad Gerlinghouse's Ripple C has formally declared that XRP will likely overtake Bitcoin in price and that its markup will reach over $650 trillion. What trillion? This is significant since the price of Bitcoin has risen above $121,000, and Brad Gerlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple and the creator of XRP, has confirmed this. Brad Gerlinghouse has been subtly implying it for months now, which is insane enough. Indeed, on April 27, 2025, a few months ago, Brett Garlinghouse subtly affirmed that XRP will surpass Bitcoin in price and that it will be the new Bitcoin. Fine. In a similar vein, a director of Ripple and a senior official in the company's CBDC payment integration program predicted that XRP would overtake Bitcoin. And Forbes published another piece emphasizing that $59,789 per XRP would occur. As you can see, even in this article, Forbes has forecasted that XRP will be worth $60,000 again. Thus, this is actually the second time that they have made this prediction. Additionally, Donald Trump has made the decision to authorize a significant XRP integration into the US payment system, which will add trillions of dollars to the XRP ledger. But in reality, hundreds of billions are required when discussing huge sums like $150,000 per XRP, or even simply $60,000 per XRP. At this point, we examine Brad Cullinghouse. In other words, Brad Cullinghouse has predicted that XRP will be worth at least $10,000. Oh, who else predicted that XRP would reach $10,000? Arthur Pritchett, the second founder of XRP and a co-founder of Ripple, stated that XRP has the capacity to scale globally and reach $10,000. And this is the amount that we are aiming for in the coming months. $10,000 per XRP. We will dive right in because the data does support the idea that in the next 2 or 3 months, we might see a $10,000 price per XRP. In fact, we have partnered with to provide all viewers of today's video with free XRP. Literally, it's free money. Imagine earning tens of thousands of dollars in only 5 minutes. Other than today, it never occurs. You must complete a purchase if you wish to register on Apple by clicking on my link in the description. After receiving $100 in free funds, you can purchase XRP, which has the potential to be valued tens of thousands of dollars. Since you need to sign up for a transaction, the links will be in the description. Now, let's jump straight into the movie. Let's return to our starting point, which was the idea that Uniripple's CEO had transcended XRP and converted Bitcoin. However, when we consider the wider context, it's not just the CEO of Ripple, is it? Numerous high-ranking authorities and business people are reporting on this same situation, and the XRP bounders have both confirmed a minimum price of roughly $10,000 per XRP. Look at this now, since it's the main reason why trillions of dollars are entering the XRP ledger, resulting in $10, $20, $60, or even $120,000 per XRP, and it will begin in just a few days. It's perfectly fine. Thus, RealFly formally declared that the Rail token, based on the XRP ledger, will open up a multi-trillion-dollar market. RealFly is getting ready to make a big announcement about the launch of the multi-trillion-dollar global currency market with Real token built on the XRPL. So make sure to put July 21st on your calendar. A few hours ago, RealFly also revealed that Real token had just 72 hours remaining to connect trillions of dollars worth of global real estate to the XRP and ledger. Once more at 11:59 p.m. on July 21. This is the exciting part because with just $1,000 in the actual token, you might literally earn $1 million. Because this is going to happen in 72 hours. This is the amount of money that will enter the XRP ledger and the amount of wealth that will be created by those who have done the research in the XRP ledger. People, the actual token that will receive $650 trillion is only worth roughly 3 cents. It's dirt at a low cost. I mean, this is the lowest historical level we will ever witness. Additionally, when the genuine token originally issued, it easily achieved 200,000x. Before, it was clearly 0.1, but now it was 2 cents. We are currently roughly 3 cents. However, the genuine token only has a 100 million phase 1 supply, according to the math. With less than 1% of the $650 trillion injected, we are talking about 65-0. That's less than 1% of the 650 that it will facilitate. This can happen instantly because the supply is so low that it is highly likely that we will see this happen. I mean, the real token has already received a 100% by the next score, and it's lower for the top 3 holders. There are around 2,000 men with a 100-cent kick score overall. Two for all. Ho. There you have it. This is bullish. This 1997 is quite bullish. I mean, the reason this thing is expanding so quickly is because this project is immediately noticeable to those who view it, which indicates that you are discussing a utility token and the later payment of the real estate sector constructed on the XFB. However, this thing is poised to become widely used, and once it happens, it will likely be worth between $60,000 and $70,000 each real token. This may sound absurd, but it is likely to be similar to Bitcoin. At $1, it seemed unreal that Bitcoin would reach 100,000, and now it is at 120,000. So it is, I believe that RealFi, the organization that controls and manages the native token, is associated with Ripple. There have been numerous speculations that they are, and the idea of them talking to or implying something about one another on May 28th. RealFi announced that they would open up the $600 trillion real estate market. On June 2nd, Ripple announced that they would do the same. Do the same? I believe the RealFi actually posted it on May 28th. 2 days later, they both discussed the 600, and Ripple posted about the $600 trillion. There has also been a picture of the RealFi going around. Actually, a few years ago, the Rebel Squad and their legitimate fight team reunited again to talk about the true took place there. Research, financial advisors, and financial problems aside, this is quite positive. And there will be a lot of money produced from the actual take-in, but there will also be a lot of money that will be exploited because, of course, I'm packing my bags. The support levels are really high here, so I'm getting myself a good juicy bag. Since there isn't much resistance, why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? This monster could absolutely soar into the tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of dollars again with just $1,000. For this reason, I'm hoarding them and cashing in on the bag. It goes without saying that you need to get a nice juicy stack, because I want to be able to profit greatly when this product does a 200 to 300x. When you consider the scale we will eventually reach, especially after you have seen how XRP inflated, 200,000x makes perfect sense. Now picture the impending pump of real tokens. As you can see, I am really optimistic about the real token since I believe it is supported by a number of large organizations, including RealFi, Ripple, and wait, you're a non-financial advisor. In my opinion, however, Ripple is the best option. Numerous additional projects, such as the XRP ledger, support them. It's a fact. They have returned to my many other platforms. In other words, the real token concept is completely changing the real estate tokenization market. It is transforming the $650 trillion XRP ledger on robotics. It's even pouring into the XRPO and RealFi, which is still another significant milestone. I give it a shot, and you folks investigate the actual token. It is available for viewing here. If I had a real token dispute, you would see all the venues where you could purchase real tokens. Haneos, where you could purchase real tokens. Can purchase it using a card and off of the widget. Not all of these exchanges are available for you to view. So when you investigate them, I give it a shot. To be honest, I think this thing is really voluptuous. Additionally, I've been stockpiling and dollar cost averaging, and at the moment, I'm buying myself a lovely bag and an HGC dip. Because look at this, folks, this will never drop much lower. So take a look at the huge support levels and the resistance levels where you are nearly at nothing. It will never go below 0.80.80.